No book to film adaptation is perfect, but Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone did a good job of launching the movie fandom. But the movie does make some changes from the book. Some are huge, some are less important. Besides that Harry's eyes are blue in the movie and green in the book, and also Peeves the poltergeist, who didn't make any appearance in the film at all. In today's video, we'll be comparing the Philosopher's Stone book and the movie. What did the book do and the movie didn't, and also the differences in each chapter and scene between the novel and the film. So let's get into it. The film begins with Harry's arrival at Privet Drive. As a result, everything before this point in the book is removed in the film. The book starts with a description of the Dursleys, and also Vernon Dursley's day at Granny's and his encounter with the wizards. Dumbledore uses his Deluminator 5 times in the film, however in the book he clicks it 12 times. There is no reference to where Hagrid got the motorbike from in the film. In the book, Dumbledore asks Hagrid about this, to which he replies Sirius Black. In the book, Dudley says that there are 36 presents and there is 2 less than last year. In the film, while the count remains at 36, Dudley had 37 presents last year instead of 38. In the book, the Dursleys and Harry are accompanied to the zoo by Dudley's friend, Piers Polkiss. In the film, he was omitted. The Dursleys attempted to have Harry stay with Arabella Figg, and again, that was omitted in the film. In the book, the glass of the snake tank remains vanished. In the film, it returns trapping Dudley in the tank. The snake referred to Harry as amigo when thanking him for freeing it, which means friend in Spanish. In the film, the snake simply says thanks. Harry gets Dudley's second bedroom in the book, while this is omitted in the film, as he does get the room in the second movie. In the film, Harry and the Dursleys went straight to the hut to get away from the letters, while in the book, they went first to a random hotel. When Hagrid first met Harry on the island, he knew who he was right away. While in the film, Hagrid initially mistook Dudley for Harry, until Dudley corrected him. Hagrid tells Harry about the death of his parents while he's still with the Dursleys on the island in the book. But in the film, Harry asks about this at the 𝐒𝐿𝐷, and it's here that Hagrid tells Harry about his parents. In the film, this scene is also the first time Voldemort is mentioned, while in the book, he is mentioned by Dumbledore and McGonagall at the beginning. In the book, Quirrell doesn't have his turban until after his failed attempt to steal the Philosopher's Stone from Gringotts. In the film, however, Quirrell has his turban before the robbery. That's why Quirrell shakes Harry's hand at the 𝐒𝐿𝐷 in the book, but doesn't in the film, as Voldemort wasn't on the back of his head in the book yet. When Harry buys his wand in the book, Hagrid is with him, but in the film, Hagrid isn't present, having gone to buy Hedwig. Also when Harry buys his wand, he tried many wands before Mr. Ollivander thought of the one, but in the film he only tried 2 wands before Mr. Ollivander thought of the right wand. In the book, Harry names Hedwig from a History of Magic book. In the film, it's not mentioned where the name was chosen from. Hedwig's name isn't even mentioned in the film. Harry first met Draco Malfoy in Diagon Alley while shopping and later learned who he was on the Hogwarts Express. In the film, he first met Draco at Hogwarts before the sorting ceremony. After his first visit to Diagon Alley, Harry returns to live with the Dursleys for several weeks, and Vernon drives him to the train station. In the film, Harry went to the train station with Hagrid just after buying his school supplies. In the book, Fred and George met Harry at the platform and helped him load in his trunk to the train, and they tell the rest of their family at the platform about this. While in the film, Ron introduced himself and finds out Harry in the train for the first time. Harry first learned about the connection between Dumbledore and Flamel on the back of his chocolate frog's cart in the book. But in the film, it is Hermione who comes across the name in a book. Draco Malfoy visits Harry with Crabbe and Goyle and the train compartment in the book to meet the famous Harry Potter. This is where he insults the Weasley family and asks Harry to be his friend. In the film, however, this scene takes place at Hogwarts. In the book, before the sorting begins, the sorting hat sings a song, but this doesn't happen in the film. Percy Weasley wears glasses, but throughout the films, he's seen without them. In the book, Harry and his friends attend Charms class at some point before Potion, but in the film, they attended much later. In Potion, when Harry is unable to answer Snape's questions, he says that Hermione should try and answer instead. He takes 1 point from Gryffindor, and then he loses another point for not telling Neville not to put quills into his cauldron during potion brewing. In the film, this scene appeared only as a deleted scene. There is a moment added in the scene of the film that never happened in the book. While everyone is constantly repeating up to get the brooms into their hands, Ron flies up a little too fast and hit him in the face. When McGonagall takes Harry inside to make him a seeker, Oliver Wood is attending charms class with Professor Flitwick, but in the film he is having defense against the dark arts with Professor Quirrell. In the book, McGonagall mentioned to Harry that James Potter was a cheeser for the Gryffindor Quidditch team when he was at Hogwarts, while in the film, Hermione took him and Ron to a trophy window, where Harry sees his father's name on a trophy badge, saying that he was a seeker. In the film, Harry, Ron and Hermione saw Fluffy in the Forbidden Corridor after their escape from Filch and Mrs. Norris, with accidentally entering the 3rd floor. But in the book, Malfoy challenged Harry to a duel, but had actually tricked him by tipping off Filch, and Neville was also with them when first meeting Fluffy. In the book, when Ron tries to levitate his feather in charms class, Hermione tells him to make the gar nice and long, while in the film, she tells him their pronunciation is Leviosa and not Leviosar. In the book, Hagrid says that he bought Fluffy from a Greek chappie, while in the film, Hagrid says he bought Fluffy from an Irish filler. In the book, Fred and George Weasley having bewitched several snowballs to follow Quirrell around and then to hit him on the back of the head and into Voldemort's face. This scene is omitted in the film. On Christmas, Harry receives a wooden float from Hagrid, a 50-pence piece from his Uncle Vernon and Aunt Petunia, a jumper from Molly Weasley, a large pack of chocolate frogs from Hermione, and the invisibility cloak from Dumbledore. In the film, Harry only receives the invisibility cloak, but the jumper appears in a deleted scene. In the book, Ron doesn't seem to know what the cloak is, but in the film, he realizes that it's the invisibility cloak when Harry puts it on. Harry sees his parents and his grandparents in the Mirror of Erised, but this was changed in the film to where Harry just sees his parents, James and Lily. The Hufflepuff Gryffindor Quidditch match where Snape is the referee is omitted in the film. Also, Harry got into the forest, encountered Snape and Quirrell, and overheard their conversation. Instead, in the film, Harry hears Snape talking to Quirrell in a corridor near the library before stumbling upon the Mirror of Erised. The parts with Harry and Hermione delivering the dragon Norbert to Charlie Weasley's friend so he could be sent to Romania is omitted in the film. In the book, Neville also got detention with Harry, Hermione and Draco, but Ron wasn't with them. Harry and Hermione were caught while sending Norbert to Charlie in the astronomy tower, and Neville for being out of bed. In the film, they get detention because Draco Malfoy saw them in Hagrid's hat, and Ron gets detention instead of Neville. In the film, Harry is paired with Draco and Fang, initially when the group dives into 2 groups, but in the book, Harry is initially paired with Hagrid and Hermione when the group dives up. Ronan and Bane are omitted from the film. Firenze is the only centaur who appears, while this would be Firenze's only appearance in the films. Harry, Ron and Hermione never have the floats that would put Fluffy to sleep as they do in the book. Instead, the trio enters the room under the invisibility cloak, spotting there a sylph playing harp, enchanted by Quirrell. Fluffy is asleep until the spell wears off. In the book, it's Hermione who panics during the incident with the Devil'S Snare, and Ron who has to snap her out of it. In the film, this is reversed. Ron panics and Hermione calms Ron down. Harry, Ron and Hermione each seize a broomstick and kicks off into the air to chase the winged case, while in the film only Harry does, as there is only one broom. This could be a deliberate choice by the filmmakers to clearly show each of their skills. Hermione with spells, Harry being a seeker, and Ron with chess. On the way to the Philosopher's Stone, each obstacle was created by a teacher, while probably the same case in the film. This wasn't directly acknowledged. In the film, Quirrell's second mundane troll and Snape's potion riddle are omitted in the film. In the book, Quirrell turns around so that Voldemort is facing Harry. In the film, however, Quirrell doesn't turn around, and Harry sees Voldemort's reflection in the Mirror of Erised instead. In the book, Quirrell snaps his fingers, which causes ropes to appear out of air and wrap themselves around Harry. While in the film, Quirrell snaps his fingers, which causes fire to appear all around the room so Harry cannot escape. In the film, Harry's parents appear in the Mirror of Erised, and Voldemort says he and Harry can bring them back if he gives Voldemort the stone in return. This didn't happen in the book, but instead, Voldemort tells Harry that his mother needn't have died because she was trying to protect him, and says that Harry should give him the stone unless he would have wanted Lily to have died in vain. In the book, Voldemort kills Quirrell by leaving his head, causing him to die. In the film, Harry kills Quirrell by grabbing his face, causing him to turn to dust. Once again, Nicholas Flamel's wife, Perenelle, is not mentioned when Harry asks about Flamel dying, not even when the trio first found out who Nicholas Flamel was. In the book, Harry reunites with Ron and Hermione in the hospital wing when they come to visit him, while in the film, he reunites with them when he finds them standing at the top of a staircase. In the book, Hagrid gives Harry a photo album of his family at the hospital, while in the film version, he gives it to him at the end of term when about to board the Hogwarts Express. And finally, in the book, it shows that Harry and his friends return to their families who are waiting for them, including the Dursleys. But in the film, this is again omitted. That was all for today's video. If you want me to make one about the Chamber of Secrets and also the rest of the books, please comment that down below. Also don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.